levers in here.
Right.
We can bring up everything on the car. There we go. So anyway, you've got all sorts of controls here. Again, for our suspension, we're going to bring it back up to standard. We can bring it all the way up if there's deep water. If we're going kind of in dirt roads, we can bring it up very high. We've got it automatically lowering at 75 miles an hour. It actually drops all the way down to give us better aerodynamics.
Right.
Again, on the driving, I'm going to go back to standard on the steering mode. In sport mode, the steering feels like a race car. You literally feel like a race car. I do not have it on range mode. And again, we've got our displays. We can control brightness, mode, everything else. Our trips, basically how much energy we use, current trip. Navigation is awesome. Excuse me, we can go ahead and wherever we want to go, let's go back out of here. When we want to go ahead and navigate, we can put in, if we want to go to Denver, Colorado, it will go ahead and start plotting out our trip, and it'll tell us where every supercharger is, because we get to charge for free.
Right.
Let's go ahead and park here for a second. We get to charge for free, and it'll tell us where each supercharger is for our journey from here to Denver, Colorado.
Right.
And it'll tell us how much time we need to be at the supercharger to leave so we can get to the next one.
So cool.
So it's calculating. It's also taking and making sure which superchargers are busy and which ones aren't. So it kind of lets you know, okay, it calibrates for that.
Right.
So I can see it's thinking and putting together some routes. It's also double checking the current construction and current issues with roadways. So it'll just keep doing this. It'll plot it out. There may be some issues in North Carolina, it looks like. I can't tell. So it's got all of our superchargers. And instead of having us go up through, I knew it. Normally it would have had us go up through Asheville, North Carolina and Highway 40. Instead, it's getting us going into Atlanta, then over to Manchester, Tennessee, and into Kentucky, Illinois, Missouri. And you can see each stop. Like when we go into Mount Vernon, Illinois, we only need to stop there for 25 minutes to get the charge before we stop in St. Charles, Missouri.
Right.
So it'll tell us where each one is. The trip is 1,702 miles. The trip takes us 25 hours and 19 minutes, which isn't bad. It's normally a 2.5-day trip.
Right.
So this will tell us exactly how long it takes to get there and where we're going to charge. And all we have to do is hit go, and away we go.
There's a supercharger in Hays, Kansas.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There's superchargers all over the country, and again, it shows them, and there may be a reason for it plotting this trip versus having us go up north first. So, and again, it doesn't cost us anything to charge. We plug in and we can go grab a cup of coffee, use the bathroom, grab a bite to eat, whatever.
Right.
Let's cancel that. Some cool little fun things in here. And yeah, we have all all sorts of things. We can have a roaring fire here. We can play video games. Elon gave us last year, or early this year, the whoopee cushion. So we have farts on all four corners. So, and we can put it right where we want it.
Oh my gosh.
So we can put it, yeah.
Fart on turn signal.
Yeah, so you can put it, so when you're driving, you put that on, you let it go, and people in with it, you know. What is he doing back there? Anyway.
Elon Musk has a quirky sense of humor.
Yes.
That's
But
for sure.
it's a real easy car to drive. I mean, as you see, it's got this monster sunroof, so you've got it all. That's a panoramic roof in here. This whole piece moves out and drops behind, or goes up. But it's a really comfortable car to drive. The seats are very well made, very comfortable, very easy driving. Probably one of the toughest parts about owning a Tesla is after you drive it for, let's say, 3 or 4 weeks, you think that all cars should drive this way.
Right.
All cars should be able to accelerate, and you don't realize, oh, blue light's coming.
Yeah.
We may have somebody coming by. You may get to a point where you feel like other people are dawdling. It's just that their cars don't operate the way a Tesla does. So,
Actually, ICE cars are extremely slow.
oh yeah,
In
yeah.
comparison.
Internal combustion engines are
Here
really
while
slow.
we're sitting.
Let's load up our fireplace here. Fire.
There it is.
There we go. For those romantic evenings of driving out to the warehouse.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
You smell it? Smell the wood burning?
So crisp.
Oh, that's so nice. Honestly, it feels like it's nothing, it's not intimidating. It's very relaxed drive.
Well, that's just it. It's responsive
Mm-hmm.
and trustworthy.
Right.
It's like it doesn't feel like it's gonna go out of control.
One of the things you have to get used to is when you let off the accelerator, the regenerative braking kicks in.
Right. It always like pulls.
Yeah, it
Slows
slows you down.
down.
A lot of times I'll drive and I'll never touch the brakes.
That's one thing I really enjoy about it, because you know how when you get to lights, sometimes you just
Yeah.
don't feel like holding the brake. I just love that, like how you don't necessarily have to hold the brake because it's already, it's not going anywhere. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's wild how it's just so smooth, and you get up and going fast. Where when you're in a gas car and it takes much longer to get up there, you're
Right.
wondering why everybody else is going so slow.
And you're already doing 100.
Yeah. When you go to accelerate on a merge lane, you're at highway speeds before you get there, which is what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.